This is really a game you just have to check out. I mean, this is crazy. So this is a game that was played in the very first round of the Fide World Cup 2021. It was played yesterday. And so it's a game between a player from Chile, Pablo Salinas Herrera, versus a guy from Denmark called Andersen, which is also the highest rated player in this game. Very quickly, if you don't know what the Fide World Cup is, it's basically a knockout tournament. Basically means that you start with like hundreds of players, and at the very end only 2 players will remain to battle it out in the final. And so both of these guys, apart from who will actually win the event, will directly qualify for the candidates tournament in 2022. So this is actually a very important tournament. We start out with knight f3 and d5, and this is called the Zuckerdort opening officially, but it's not used too often. Basically what we have is e3, and after a few basic opening moves, simply developing all of their pieces, finally we have this move, which is d4. And after this move, actually we have transposed into a semi-Slav with b3 on the board. We have some other developing moves. We have castles, queen c2, knight to d7, bishop to e2, b6. This bishop is able to get into the game, and black will try to play c5 in the future, which is a very nice break move. We have castles, bishop b7, and bishop to b2. Now both sides have developed their pieces. The white rooks are connected. Black does the same thing. Queen to e7, connecting both of the rooks. All of the rooks simply go to the center of the board and the battle can begin. We have bishop to f1, a move that looks a little bit weird, but actually it makes some sense because in some cases white might want to play e4, and in this case this rook is open to defend this square on e4. Also, white might be preparing something like g3, after which he could play something like bishop g2 and bishop h3, which we will see in the game. c5, a very nice breaking move, and this is very important because otherwise this bishop has no future at all. Black really tries and open up the position in order for this bishop to get active. We have c takes on d5 and e takes on d5, and now the move g3. We see that this bishop wants to get developed this way. And now black plays a very nice move in my opinion, which is repositioning the black rook to c8. And this is also pressurizing the queen on c2, and I really like this move. We have bishop h3, which makes a lot of sense because in some way it's hitting this rook on c8. Now c takes on d4, knight takes back, and bishop b4. Again, such a nice move, just making sure that the pressure is really on. Knight d to e2, and now a very nice move again, knight to e4. And after this move, white made a big mistake. But first of all, I want to show you what white should have played. What white should have played is, again, at first sight, a very odd move. Queen takes on e4. After d takes, white will win another 2 pieces. We have rook takes, queen to e5, and rook takes on b7. And this is in fact equal material because it's 3 pieces against a queen. But the line is not over yet because black can win some additional material with this move, bishop takes, and after bishop takes, rook takes, and knight takes, actually what black has done is he's just won an exchange because it's now a rook versus a bishop. But why is this now equal? It's because this white rook on e1 is able to come to d7, and with active play on the 7th rank, actually white has compensation for being down a bishop versus a rook. This is actually what white should have played, but I don't have to tell you that a move like queen takes knight on e4 is not very obvious. What white did is actually a very natural move, which loses immediately. a3. Hitting the bishop. Andersen missed black's idea, because why else would this queen need to be sacked for the knight? Well, it's because the knight can do something really cool. I'll give you a few seconds here in this position. Try and come up with a destroying move for the black pieces in this position. It is knight takes on f2, boom! And so why is this move so strong? First of all, you need to realize that there is no possible way for the king to take the knight, because in this case what we'll do is we'll take the pawn on e3, and this is completely over. Just to show you this, in this position white has only 2 moves, so let's just cover both of them very quickly. After king to g2, we have d4. Very nice move, hitting the king, and this is all over. Also note that after a move like king to f1, queen to f3, king to g1, and now rerouting this bishop in order to hit the king. Bishop c5, very nice one. There is no way to take the knight. Instead, what white decided to do is to take the bishop. The problem though is that now black will take white's bishop. So why is this a problem? First of all, white is down a pawn. Second of all, white will be down 2 pawns in the future because we will take this pawn on e3 very soon. But third of all, and the most important one, white's structure is completely shattered and the white king is wide open. So this is a really bad position for the white pieces. We have king to f1 and queen takes on e3, winning an extra pawn. And now white played a move which makes a lot of sense and does a lot of things at the same time. So this move is activating the queen as well as hitting this knight, and making sure that white doesn't go mate. Try and feel the soul of this position. Try and imagine what Pablo did in this position. Because it was really an amazing move, really not an easy one to find. Pablo doesn't really care about material. He doesn't care about his knight on h3. What he does is he simply goes for this move, knight to f6. And he says to his opponent, there is no way you can take my knight. And what I'm doing is I'm going for development and trying to add some additional pressure to this king, which is wide open on f1. And this makes a lot of sense. It looks like he can simply take that one. There is actually no way to take that knight. Why not? There's a forced sequence. Queen to f3, king g1, and now knight g4. What we're threatening is moves like this and this, opening up the fire against the white king, and there is no way to defend against this. Even tries to defend this square on f2, just like rook to f1, they don't do anything because we can sidestep and still go for this plan of just pushing the button, boom, attacking the king along this diagonal. Look at this bishop, oh my god. But Mats Andersen understood that there was no way to be greedy in this position. Instead, what he did, attacking the queen on e3. I want you to think a little bit about this position. Try to imagine what Pablo would have played in this position. I just told you that we want to get some pieces into the game, right? We want this knight to come in the game, and also we want this bishop to come and activate just like that. And that's also what Pablo thought. Pablo thought, well, I don't really want to move my queen if I don't have to. And that's why he played this move, knight to g4. Oh my god, this is so good. It looks like this knight can be taken for free and this queen can be taken for free, but actually none of that is true. First of all, let's have a look at the queen. Why can't you take the queen? Because this is gonna be checkmate. Look at this. With this knight, we control these squares, and with this knight we control these squares. This is gonna be checkmate. Wow, what a beautiful checkmate. Also, it's worth noting that we can't take the knight with the queen, because in this case this is gonna be checkmate as well, just like this. White understood that there was no way to take a piece, but instead what he should do is add some pressure, some additional pressure on the queen in order to be able to take the queen. So that's very important. What do you think black played in this position? So pause the video and try and figure it out on yourself. Pablo understood that he wanted to deliver mate just like this, but the problem is that the white king has an escape square on g2. What does Pablo do? Easy. He makes sure that this square is defended. And so now there is no way to take this queen, nor with the bishop or the rook. Let's say rook takes, because now we have knight to h2 and this is checkmate. In this position, white tried to escape for the very last time in this game. Rook to e1, trying to go with his king to e1. It's mate into for black. Try and figure it out. So pause the video now and I'll see you in a few minutes. The right solution is to go for the forced sequence, which starts with queen to g1 check. This queen is defended, so there is no way to take it with the king. He has to take it with the knight, and after this move, now both of these squares are defended by the rook, and so now knight takes on h2 is actually checkmate. Congrats to Pablo Salinas Herrera for winning this beautiful game. I'm rooting for him in the following rounds. I really hope he can keep this level of just being a genius like this, because I mean, this is awesome, especially against another very strong GM. To be able to create something like this is magnificent. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to review any game from the World Cup, please let me know in the comment section down below. And with that said, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.